And I'm back. This is the Mississippi King returning for more Let's Play Ocarina of Time. And in the last part, we've got most of the dungeon done. So now we're at the room just before the boss. We just need to figure out this order, and I botched it up in the last part. So now I'll get it right.
How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike her with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie, sorry about that.
Yeah, pretty standard fare for most boss fights. You attack its weak point for massive damage. That's so you may say. So, this is a really neat room. And, you look around a bit, and the boss is nowhere to be seen. Well, wherever could the boss be? If you've played the game, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Just look up and boom! There's the boss. Parasitic Arachnid Goma. So, as a first boss, she's pathetically easy. But it is a good introduction to what we'll have to expect later. You use the dungeon item to stun her and then attack just like that, and she's already dead. Absolutely easy. Just like every Zelda game, you are awarded a heart container for defeating the boss. Let's go grab it. And our maximum amount of hearts has increased, so let's get out of here. And here we are again outside.
Well done, Anakin. Thou hast fairly demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now, I have yet more to tell thee. Wouldst thou listen? Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert casts this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic of Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods.
This is a scene that just takes my breath away every time I see it. It doesn't matter how often I see it. It's just so beautifully composed, so artfully composed. And this is, as I've said, one of the greatest strengths of Ocarina of Time. Though its story is somewhat generic, what makes it so strong and impactful is the way it's told. not necessarily the story itself. And these cutscenes all look so real, so incredibly shot and composed. I think any cinematographer could appreciate all of the work poured into this. And the music by Koji Kondo is masterful. The guy's a genius, I tell you. I mean, Koji Kondo, he's like the John Williams of video game composers. He's that good. And he knows how to make any moment memorable just through its music. And once again, this adds to one of Ocarina of Time's many strengths. It's so expertly crafted. And this extends to the music as well. It's expertly crafted to fit the scenario.
Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who casts the death's curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. And King, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast this curse on me.
Once again, Koji Kondo is a genius. Remember this stone for later. It will come in handy.
The future depends upon thee, King. Thou art courageous. Now thee the fairy help King to carry out my will. I entreat ye now thee. Goodbye.
Just like that, the Deku tree just dies. That's it. Yeah, good idea. Let's go to Hyrule Castle. So this is where the game really starts to open up. You're finally able to leave the Kokiri Forest, and maybe I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you tried to leave the Kokiri Forest before, you'd have someone blocking you in the way. Now, you may be tempted to leave the Kokiri Forest, but I don't really want to do that just yet. There is one little thing that I want to pick up, and it will come in handy later on. So just go in here, the Lost Woods. I'll show this place off a bit more later on. But in the meantime, just take out your slingshot and aim at that target right there. You need to get it centered, and just hit 3 in a row in the center. There you go. Three perfect bullets bullseyes. It's not that hard. You just aim it correctly, and then hold it in place, and then shoot 30 times. Anyways, this now allows us to carry more ammunition for our slingshot. That will come in handy. And also, I just wanted to pick it up because I'm probably going to go for 100%. So now let's get going. It's time to say goodbye to our home, which we knew for like less than an hour. This is a really good scene right here. It's quiet, there's no music, and it's really effective despite not knowing Saria for very long. It's surprising how good it is at evoking the feeling of departure. We just received the Fairy Ocarina. This is not the title Ocarina of Time, mind you. That's not until quite a bit later. But it'll get the job done while we have it. So, this is goodbye. For now, at least. We will be coming back later, but just not at the moment. And here we have Hyrule Field. This is basically how we'll access most of the main places of the game. Oh dear, Kaepora Gaebora. This is one of the problems with Ocarina of Time. He always seems to get in the way, and he doesn't ever really seem to shut up. The cursor always is pointed on the answer that you probably don't want to choose. And to make matters worse, they'll sometimes swap up the question, so instead of saying, "Did you get all of that?" they'll ask, "Do you want to hear all of that again?" So it must have been a cruel way of trolling the player. I'm serious, it really seems like they wanted to just troll the player through. So let's hurry on over to Hyrule Castle. So, here we go along Hyrule Field, and as you can tell, the sun is starting to set. The game uses a day and night system. It's not the most involved example of it, but it is interesting. It adds a bit to the game. It's not as in-depth as Majora's Mask would be later on, but it is neat. I like it. And here we are. In this room right here, we can find a lot of doors, which contains tons of rupees. This is actually a pretty good spot to grind for rupees if you ever need to. But I think that's enough. So I think that's all for this part. Come join me next time in which we meet Princess Zelda. This is the Mississippi King, signing out.